Welcome to Vegan Finds, where we're going to turn this into this Potthucke, also known as potato cake. So stick around, we'll show you how it's done the Vegan Finds way. Okay folks, welcome back to Vegan Finds, where we are going to be making Potthucke as part of our continuation of Octoberfest. Now, Potthucke is and I'm saying hookah, Hucke, not Hooker, is a traditional German potato cake. It's basically kind of like a meatloaf, only made with potatoes. It's made with real bacon, potatoes, onions, eggs, and cream. Obviously, since we're making it vegan, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to obviously use Bac'n Bits. We're going to cook some onions. We're going to we're going to mash some potatoes, and we're going to grate some potatoes, give it a little textural contrast, and we're going to be adding some vegan cheese into the mix to give it a little bit extra zing, as we'll say. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take, you're going to want about 2.5 pounds of potatoes. We're going to take half of those and we're going to boil them and mash them. So I'm going to do that right now, and while I get the potatoes cooking, and as you know, I don't peel my potatoes first. I just throw them in the pot. They're easy to, once they're cooked through, the peels come right off. Easy peasy. Salt the water like you would pasta, and 20 minutes they should be ready to go. So I'm going to do that, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to cut some onions. Okay, so while I'm waiting for our potatoes to cook, I might as well start peeling some onions here. These are small, so I'm going to use 3 small ones instead of a medium or a large one to make this. It's going to be one of those days today, I think, where things just don't go quite exactly as I planned. There we go. Alright, there's one. Get those out of the way. Got a bag of really small onions. I want to use those first because we got these beautiful giant onions from the black soil of the upper Hudson Valley, or Hudson Valley, lower Hudson Valley, I don't know where it is, in the New York, New Jersey area. Here's some dog trouble brewing in the background. I don't know if you heard that. The big dog is annoying the little dog for a change. It's usually the other way around, but today they want to be difficult. So we just want some medium dice here. You don't want any of that brown stuff, so since these are kind of small, whew, see, that was a little slippery. That's why you gotta curl your fingers under so you don't lose a finger or slice one off. I'm not usually too careful, which is why I end up with a lot of cuts on my fingers. Ugh, these are very ripe. I'm going to start crying in a minute. Which is super annoying. For some reason my eyes are super sensitive to onions. They've always been. And I think actually, I'm going to leave it at that for now. So I'm just doing 2 small onions as opposed to 3. I'll wait to see how it looks once everything is mixed together. So Basically, I'm just waiting for those potatoes to boil. I'll be back once they are, and we will show you how to put everything together. It should be pretty easy. It's going to bake for 50 minutes, so allot your time accordingly. Okay, so our potatoes are almost done cooking, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to saute up these cut onions. If I need to do more, I will, but for right now, I'm just going to saute these 2 small onions that I chopped up to about a medium dice. Once they're ready, I'll be back to show you how to put all the things together. The other potatoes that I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to shred them with our food processor. I'll bring those back, and we'll get this all squared away momentarily. Okay, so when you're cooking the onions, you want them to just start becoming translucent and browning just a teeny tiny bit. I kind of had the heat on a little bit too high, so they browned a little bit more than I would have liked, but in any event, the onions are cooked and ready to go, and it's just a matter of getting the rest of the stuff put together. In case you're wondering why I don't peel my potatoes before cooking them, I'm going to just show you. This is why. I'm using Yukon Gold. They have a very thin skin, and they literally peel right off. These are still a little bit too hot to handle, but as you can see, the skin peels right off. So there's no point in going through the time and trouble of peeling them with a peeler, that whole thing. Not worth the effort. So I'm going to peel these, then I'm going to mash them, then I'm going to start adding the other ingredients, including the bacon bits and the cream and the you know what. Everything vegan, obviously. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so the rest of this is going to go pretty quick. So I want to prepare my loaf pan. I'm using a silicone loaf pan. You can use a metal pan. And if you want, you can line this with parchment paper. It'll make it easy to get out. I'm just going to spray this down with some canola oil spray, and hopefully it'll come out. Let me just start by mashing these up. Alright. I shredded our potatoes. I'm letting them drain because potatoes tend to have a lot of liquid in them. And I want this to hold together as much as possible. Okay, so our potatoes are now nicely mashed. This is going to form the base of our potato cake. All right, well, it pays to turn on the camera, so I've added my shredded potatoes. I didn't add the whole thing. I used, hey, Lulu! I added, I shredded 3 potatoes. If I need more, I'll add more. I added the onions. I added some of the bacon bits. I'm going to add more of the bacon bits. Just got to pop these open. Obviously, these are all fake bacon. Now it's time to add some of the just egg. What we want is the equivalent of 4 eggs, so half the container is going to go into our potatoes here. Let me just double check so I know what I'm talking about. Yep, half the container is going in here. Another one where we just bought this. Strangely enough, you can buy this on Amazon cheaper and have it ready to go as opposed to going to the store and buying it. So let me just see. I'm just gonna just a little bit more. We're gonna add some cream to this, vegan cream. Let's see, this is 1 pint. So we're going to add 1 cup of this. I'll measure that out. Add a cup of the vegan heavy cream in here. I've never used the vegan heavy cream before. I think I got enough for 2 here. So I'm just going to start by folding some of this in. Going to add some nutmeg to this, a little bit of rosemary and a little bit of thyme as well. Then I'm going to add some cheese to this as on top of everything else. Since I've never made this, I'm not quite sure exactly what it's supposed to look like. So, alright, we got some rosemary here. You don't want a lot because rosemary is very potent. So I'm just going to do 2 pinches in there. If I can find thyme, I'll add thyme as well. And the last ingredient is going to be some shredded Daiya cheese. Add about a half a cup of the Daiya shreds to this. And I'm just going to fold it all in. I'm going to pray that it holds together. Yeah, even if it doesn't, I mean, it's basically going to be mashed and shredded potatoes. Can't go wrong with that, right? I don't think I can. So, I'm going to spray down our little doohickey here, our loaf pan. I'm going to be generous. Even though this is silicone, it should not stick. This is going to make at least 2. Well, maybe not. Huh. Let's see if I can cram it all in there. Oh yeah. Let's get it all in there. Surprise, surprise. It's called Hope and Pray that this comes out. This is why you use parchment paper, my friends. But we're going for the gusto here. So while my oven's heating up, once it's ready, I'm going to pop this in for 50 minutes. Once it's done, I will show you what it looks like and we'll take it out. Okay, one more quick thing. So once I put this in the oven, what I'm going to do is, since it's going to be in the oven for 50 minutes, at the 40-minute mark, I'm going to add some extra cheese on top, because why not? We got it, might as well use it. So stick around and see the final product. Okay, so our Potthucke has been in the oven for 48 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, I put some more of the Daiya cheese on top. I'm going to let this set because hot, it's still going to be a little bit loose. I just want to make sure that the edges come off, and it looks like we should be pretty good here in terms of coming out of this container. Oof. It's blistering hot. That much I can tell you. So you definitely want to let this set for at least a good 10 minutes. I mean, it is blazing hot. So once it's been sitting for 10 minutes, I'm going to pop it out of this container and start cutting. Okay, folks, the proof is in the pudding. We're going to see if we can't get this out of our little loaf pan here, and hopefully it stays together. Fingers crossed. Whoa. Oh my God. Woo! Look at that. It looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Gonna try that again. Okay, so this really firmed up really nicely. So I'm gonna take a cut and we'll see what happens here. So hopefully it works out the way we want it to. I don't know. So we're gonna try this. I just want to do a little super slow-mo video. Okay. Oh, look at that. Looks amazing. All right. So let me plate this up and we'll show you the final product. So there you have it, the finished product. We added obviously a few more extra bacon bits just for kicks. So if you like these videos, what?
Because you can't get enough of bacon bits.
I eat them by the handful. So if you like these videos, please click subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on TikTok. Be well, enjoy, be happy, be safe, and we'll be back tomorrow.